Hi everyone. Today is May 30th. So, as usual, we're kind of looking forward towards the next month. And yesterday, talking about kind of looking back from the start of the month until kind of what we've achieved after like 4 weeks. And with this recording, I'm kind of 1 day away from reaching 3 consecutive years. So it's kind of, it's just 1 day at a time. When I started like recording myself back with a new streak, like in June 2020, it was just like I needed to find a rock in the middle of the pandemic. It was just very stressful after the kind of mid-March and what was going on in April and May, and just kind of wanting to find my bearings. And then emotionally, things were just really not going well with at home. So this whole documentation, kind of vlogging basically in 6 languages every day, it's been a way to kind of, I can physically see a smile on my face, or just, my body language and how I feel. Just that's one thing to observe, in addition to the things that I've said, and kind of just tracking this whole experience of life these past 3 years. And in a way, it's kind of like a personal gift to just have those memories. And the going into June, I think a big thing I definitely want to work on is being intentional, focused, intentional with my time, the activities that I put on my schedule, and then setting timers and alarms and kind of blocking off time and saying, okay, I'm working on this for this amount of time. Because starting the day without those intentions, it doesn't feel as productive as when I look back at the end of the day and look at maybe things that I have like checked off on a list, or the ways that I've helped students, or gotten back to them, responded to emails, given feedback and things like that. So when I have those checks next to those actions, and having that intention of, this is what I'm doing today, this is what I'm doing with the next 10 minutes or the 20 minutes or 30, like the time doesn't just disappear into a black hole or in a rabbit hole or something. It's being used intentionally, and actually, one thing that I was printing out today is a whole series of these letters. So like I, N, T, etc., that I want to finish this, work on this, and maybe put this up behind me to have the word like intention in these like colored mandalas, and just kind of have that be present, and have that reminder that I can look at, and then it'll probably be in these upcoming videos. As soon as I get these done, there's like 9 letters, so it'll be kind of going up one day at a time. And that'll be a reminder to just kind of start the day with intention, and also looking at the etymology of the word intention, and the tenso and tendere and tendo, that it gives a whole wealth of words that are related to that root. And one thing that does come to mind that has been something that I do have an intention to work on is like the way I'm sitting in this chair, having a very sedentary lifestyle, and having like, I have a cushion right here, and my lower back has, well, tension, and the verb tendere in Latin is also to like the stretch. So it has a lot of potential meanings in there. It even gets related into speaking, while we have the word tense in English. So there's lots of ways to interpret this word of like intention, and it is, I think, an important word, especially looking back, as I've mentioned before in some videos, realizing that I potentially have it's undiagnosed, but ADHD, and so being mindful, being conscious of how I use my time, and the kinds of thoughts that pass through my mind and how they affect me, and whether I let them kind of sit there, or if I kind of do something with my thoughts and my plans and like the goals and purposes, and if I'm active or passive, or and just kind of some friends have tried to motivate me, help me, and realize like anything in life, if you find something out, you can change your mindset about that. I don't know, just to keep it light, but just to say that thing, whatever it is, doesn't necessarily define me. So it's possible for people to kind of just live their lives with the knowledge of something, or not exactly ignore it and run away from it, but to just kind of, this doesn't define me. It's something that I experience. It's something that I can kind of look back on time and realize, like, what have I done with my time? What have I done with my energy, my focus, and how have these things potentially affected me in the past? But I can make decisions now. I can make intentions for going forward, how I want to spend my time. It still surprises me that I've been able to make these recordings every day for, well, I mean, today is like one day away from like 3 years. There have been one or two slip-ups with the emails, where in December, after a lively Christmas party, I just could not write. Yet before going to the party, I did make a recording. And then this last 2 weeks ago, when I went to a concert with my kids, I had made my recording before getting on the bus and leaving. Yet with all the activities of the day, of getting on the bus, getting to the Airbnb, getting to the concert, it actually I thought I had sent an email, but I didn't. Nothing happened, but I think everybody who had read the previous email knew that I was going to have a busy day with the traveling and the concert. But it wasn't a bad intention to neglect it. But even despite one or two of those emails, I've kept going with the speaking practice and the recordings, and even when both of my children had accidents with their arms that were broken, and I was at the hospital suddenly, and I was not near a video camera. I did record my voice on something like Vocaroo, and I shared the voice recording to say, yeah, I'm at the hospital, my kids have broken arms. I did kind of still make that recording, even very brief, but it wasn't a YouTube video, but still the fact of speaking every day that has happened for these past 3 years. And so this is no longer just a question of a habit and kind of scheduling my time to do that thing. It has become a lifestyle choice. This is part of who I am. And there's lots of very fascinating discussions about habit formation, and I would highly recommend to check out. You can see you can't always see that. I would definitely check out the Atomic Habits by James Clear. There's a lot of these interesting discussions about kind of making a habit part of your kind of personality and just who you are. And it isn't just kind of the goal, the outcome, the result, but the process is really important, because there can be some people who, let's say they kind of run a marathon, they finish that marathon, and then the next day afterwards it's like, well, now what? So with me speaking for 3 years, I don't want to wake up on June 1st or June 2nd and go like, well, now what? There's always more that can be done. There's always room for progress, room for improvements. And I've said this multiple times, usually when I get to about the day 29 reflections of how the month has been going. The speaking program itself, the challenge, it's a supplement. It doesn't replace the other skills of writing, reading, listening. It does a good job of creating the space for speaking practice to happen, and the potential of kind of developing accountability, consistency for the good habit to take place and to take roots. But it's one piece of a bigger puzzle. It's one piece of a big picture. So my intentions, I do mention this often, is to expand on the progress I've made with speaking by kind of going in and what are my doubts? What are things that do I know this? Do I not know this? Do I need to review that? Do I need to learn it within these other languages? Because I always recognize that, like Spanish and French, I do have a lot of nuance and like small details that I can add into the way I speak, and then suddenly in the German, Italian, Russian, it just feels kind of black and white or grayscale in comparison to the kinds of details and vocabulary words that I know in French and Spanish. That there are the AI tools that have that exist with things like ChatGPT and things that are embracing that technology for transcriptions and getting vocabulary lists and things. So looking for ways to integrate those tools to help speed things up or facilitate things. And so might as well take advantage of the technology for that. But yeah, I want to be more intentional in June with the time, and even if I kind of try to add 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there per language, I mean, with 6 languages, or 5 foreign languages, it can add up. But possibly if there's like, let's say 1 hour and I want to dedicate 12 minutes to each language, what can I do in that 1 hour and not just let the time slip away? Yeah, that's it. Hola a todos. Hoy es el 30 de de mayo. Hablo un poco de qué quiero hacer en junio, el mes que sigue, y también con estos últimos días del mes y también con este logro de llegar a 3 años consecutivos. Estoy reflexionando mucho sobre en qué mentalidad o mente estaba hace 3 años cuando estaba haciendo esa decisión de como, ok, voy a empezar de nuevo con una nueva racha. No sabía cuánto tiempo iba a durar, pero con la finalidad de decir, ok, hoy hago algo, quiero que hoy cuente por algo, y ha funcionado. Y yo creo que hace 3 años estaba en un momento extremadamente difícil en la vida, y estos videos, estos vlogs en español y los otros idiomas me han ayudado a documentar todo este proceso, y como cualquier proceso de la vida, no es forzosamente el resultado que cuenta, pero disfrutar el proceso, disfrutar cada día, encontrar razones para seguir haciendo esfuerzos y no fácilmente rendirse. He pasado por momentos donde he querido rendirme, pero yo creo que este reto no tan solo ayuda con los hábitos para hablar un idioma, pero la condición humana para como yo puedo hacer algo de mi vida, yo puedo mejorar algo, yo puedo tomar decisiones, yo puedo tener un papel más activo en mi propia vida. Y este reto yo creo que me ha ayudado muchísimo para tener un propósito cada día, y para hablar un poco más de junio, una palabra que es muy importante para mí en este momento es la palabra intención, y lo tengo impreso letra por letra, y quiero dibujarla como mandalas y tenerlo aquí como arriba de mí y en estos videos, y tener esa palabra constantemente en la mente. Y eso es lo que quiero hacer en junio, y ver todas las maneras que esa palabra puede tener una transformación en la vida. Y yo creo que hablando de eso en otros idiomas me ayuda muchísimo para estar más activo, más decidido con lo que quiero hacer, y no ya quiero dejar con comportamiento pasivo o esperando cosas. Si lo quiero, lo hago, y eso es como una parte clave de la palabra intention. Bonjour tout le monde, aujourd'hui c'est le 30 mai. En ce moment, je parle beaucoup sur ces 3 années et les habitudes que j'ai créées depuis juin 2020, et je réfléchis un petit peu de comment était la vie il y a 3 ans, et c'était vraiment un moment difficile entre la pandémie et les choses difficiles à la maison et dans le travail, et tout. Et le fait que j'ai commencé à m'enregistrer tous les jours, c'est une documentation, comme un cadeau pour moi-même, que je peux regarder un peu où j'étais, comment j'étais, et je peux observer maintenant avec les vidéos et écouter ma voix et voir le langage corporel. Je vois que les choses vont beaucoup mieux. Il n'y a pas forcément un seul résultat après 3 années, mais c'est un processus et je vais continuer à parler. Je ne vais pas juste arrêter après avoir atteint 3 ans. Et en pensant un peu plus au mois de juin, j'ai le mot en tête intention et je vais même comment dessiner et le mettre sur le mur et avoir ça en tête tous les jours. Donc, c'est un mot très, très important pour moi en ce moment. Et je pense à beaucoup de façons que ce mot peut être interprété et que ça donne un objectif, ça donne un but et ça aide pour focaliser ce qu'on fait avec le temps qu'on a et avec les actions et ce qu'on veut atteindre. Et c'est pas juste occuper le temps, mais vraiment faire quelque chose avec ce temps. De pourquoi on est en train de faire quelque chose. Et je crois que le défi, ça aide beaucoup pour cette réflexion constante et quotidienne. Et donc c'est pour ça que je vais continuer et je ne vais pas juste arrêter après avoir atteint 3 ans. Voilà. Hallo an alle, heute ist der 30. Tag im Mai und ich denke ein bisschen darüber den nächsten Monaten und ein Wort, das ist wichtig für mich, ist Intention. Ich weiß das nicht auf Deutsch, aber ich denke viel in dieses Wort und ich denke auch an diese 3 Jahre, als habe ich jeden Tag gesprochen und ich denke, als habe ich beginnt und wie war das Leben für mich. Es gibt 3 Jahre und es war sehr schwierig, aber jetzt geht besser das Leben und mit 3 Jahren ich kann sehen mit dieser Videoaufnahme jeden Tag, dass okay, ich kann etwas machen heute und ich kann glücklich sein und ich kann mit einer Intention mehr oder besser die Zeit zu handeln und und für die Fremdsprache, ich denke, dass ich möchte mehr schreiben, lesen, hören, auf Deutsch zum Beispiel und ich möchte es zu machen und nicht nur sagen, dass ich möchte es zu machen, aber machen etwas jeden Tag. Und es ist, was möchte ich mit Intention bedeuten. Das ist alle. Ciao a tutti, oggi è il giorno 30 e parlo un po' di cosa voglio fare in giugno. La parola intenzione è molto importante per me perché ogni giorno posso cominciare il giorno senza oggettivi e non mi piace molto questo perché quando ho terminato il giorno penso che cosa ho fatto non so e per questo la parola intenzione è molto importante e voglio fare questa parola nel muro e con colori e avere questo infocato per cominciare il giorno e pensare come posso utilizzare meglio il tempo che ho ogni giorno e penso che questa sfida mi ha aiutato molto per parlare, ma anche per le abitudini e i pensamenti, per stare più ottimista e positivo. E mi piace molto che ho fatto ogni giorno una registrazione per continuare e quando penso come stavo 3 anni fa in questo momento di giugno 2020 avevo stato un momento molto difficile per me, per tutto il mondo ma con la registrazione posso vedere che ogni giorno la vita è un po' più meglio e posso continuare e questo è tutto per oggi. Всем привет, сегодня 30 день 30 мая и говорю немного о следующем месяце, что я хочу делать в июне и также я думаю о жизни, когда я начал 3 года назад, в июне 2020 года. И это было очень трудно мне и также в мире, но сейчас говорю каждый день, и я могу увидеть, что жизнь идет лучше, чем раньше, и также слово intention это очень возможно мне, и я хочу делать это и на стене, чтобы увидеть это и думать об этом, когда я начну день и думаю, что хочу делать сегодня и сейчас, а теперь, и мои цели, и что делаю с времени. И это, что я хочу делать в июне. И я хочу продолжать делать видеозаписи. Это, да, я могу продолжать. И думаю, что это все на сегодня. Большое спасибо, пока.